Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, MUHerd37. So I was looking around and I was kind of thinking, what planes we could fly, and I decided on the DC-3. We haven't flown the DC-3 a whole lot in air hauler. We did fly it for a little while. Haven't flown it at all in FSEconomy. And so I was looking around and man, they're all at these small airports, and unfortunately that's where we're going to be flying to. From 96 PA, well, right there it is, Franklin Center in Cranesville, Pennsylvania. And we're actually, this is not the job, by the way. Go over here. By the way, this is the DC-3. Look at that in a second. Where we're flying to. It's got an 804-gallon capacity. And the fuel, it's got 286, using 95 an hour. So we have more than enough fuel, because I'll show you here, our flight is actually pretty short. So we won't need any fuel at all. It's got VFR, IFR, autopilot, and GPS. I have no idea where the autopilot is on the plane though, because I was just looking at it a little bit ago. Here's our jobs. We got 11 of them. They're all going to KPCW, Keller in Port Clinton, Ohio. It's a little bit bigger airport. The one we're taking off from is extremely short. It's like 2,600 feet. It doesn't even have a runway number. It's just southwest, 226 degrees. I think there's actually two runways. There's one that's even smaller, but it's just little grass runways. But I guess the DC-3 can get in and out of there. As you can see, it's 120 nautical miles, so using 95 gallons of fuel an hour. It's like, what, an hour and a half maybe? So it should be pretty short. But the 11 paying passengers, $9,559. We're paying $800 an hour to rent it, so not too bad. We will get dinged probably, or pay a little bit of a penalty. I think the airport's home is to the east, maybe southeast, and as you can see, we're heading to the west, so we'll have to probably pay a little bit of a penalty or whatever for that. That's fine. I don't know if this is like Cedar Point, like is one of these is around there, because you can see one Cedar Point amusement park tour, Cedar Point sightseer, air taxi, Cedar Point, and then there's people at KPCW going back to 96 PA, and it's like Island Airlines tourist. But see Cedar Point, I don't know. It's got to be KPCW, I think, because I think that Cedar Point is in Ohio. I can't really remember. I don't know. I know it's in Ohio, but I don't know which one of these is near it. If you're going to Cedar Point or come back for it, you're not going to go with this little grass airstrip anyway. But that's all right. But with all that, we'll go ahead and jump in the plane. All right, everybody, here we are at the plane. There is thunderstorms in the area, thunder and lightning going on. Let's open up this Douglas DC-3. All right. Looks like we're good. Go ahead and start this flight. Alright, let's jump over to FSX. Hear that thunder and everything? It's gonna storm. It doesn't look that bad out. It looks sunny. I mean, there are a bunch of clouds, but... And there's no, like, parking or anything. You just start at the runway. Very short runway. And I believe... if you can barely see, there's probably another runway that goes over there. Yippee, we're gonna get out of here, so the weather isn't really gonna bother us any. Now, I haven't flown this in a while. I looked at it a little bit ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the fuel up here. Turn on the ignition and the magnetos. If I can get it. I turned it off a second ago. There, that one goes. Can I just turn the right one too? There's a big strike. Alright. So, battery is on. Let's go ahead and hit the position light. Should we go right one first? Put that all the way up. Alright, We'll pump those off. Left one. Alright, we're gonna move that all the way up. Gonna pump off on that one as well. Pitot heat. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about de-icing or anything. I should hope not. Landing lights were technically already on the runway, so I don't know what passing is. You can't hit it anyway. There's not too much to this plane. It does say that there's autopilot. I do not know how to turn on the autopilot. There's also, you know, your 2D panels. It doesn't say anything about autopilot on here either. Here's your radio, also your navigation system. We're not gonna have to worry about that. We're just going VFR. I could have gone to IFR. I thought about that, but I figured now we'll just go VFR. IFR, man, they take you way past the airport and everything, and I don't want to do that. And there's no real, it didn't give me any wind information here. They were going all different directions around it, so we're just going to go straight out southwest, so almost straight out. And it actually lines up perfectly for KPCW. We're going to land at runway 27 degrees straight west, and it's right off the lake, and that's perfect for the wind because it was blowing from the west, so that should be good. Desired track 269. Alright. Let's actually make sure. Alright, we're at 360. No, it can't be right. That's going to change when we move, so I'll get it in a second. Alright, we're actually sitting up a little bit. You can see, I can't sit down in those seats, man. It's because you end up like this. And it's like, you can't see anything. So I'm going to be up like this. Actually, move a little bit over. I hate also that post is like right there. It's like right dead center. Go ahead and put a couple notches of flaps out here. .96 PA, runway for takeoff, southwest. And we're going to be going out to the west.
Standard 6 Papa Alpha, traffic, Nicholas Delta, Charlie 3, taking off, runway southwest, departure to the west.
Let's see, it was 269, so basically dead west, really. Alright, let's go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to hold on the brakes for a second. Like I say, this is a short runway. Alright, let's get it rolling. Also, I find one thing, you have to like pump the brakes to get it to turn like that, which is a real problem when you're taking off. You don't want to have to pump the brakes. But like the rudder, it doesn't obviously move because that tail. You get that rear wheel. Alright, let's go ahead and get up. Man, she gets up so quick. She doesn't need much airspeed to get up. Positive rate gears coming up. Track one notch of flaps. Alright. Other notch of flaps. Roll out to the right about 269 degrees. We trim this. Keep her at around 1,000 or so feet a minute. Maybe slightly less. Probably have to go a little further to the right to get back on track. Look at that, yeah. So we'll go a little out to the right there. Climbing a little quick now. Let's check this, make sure our compass is right. Get it centered for a second. Right, this says 275. It says 276. Right, 275, 275. set this to 269 here in a second. Now see, that says for holding, but I have, like, see heading hold selector. I don't quite know how to use that, how to get like an autopilot situation. Going up to about 6,500 feet, so a little more than 2,000 feet to go. Alright, we can close that for now. So let's roll over to 269. Really could go 270. Alright, we're at 5,000 feet. Let's see. It's easier now. 269 right there. Coming up on 5,400 feet. Alright, 900 feet to go right now. Hear the lightning, barely hear the thunder. Bring that nose down just a little bit. .500 feet to go as we're at 6,000 feet. .300 feet to go. Or bring that nose down a little more now. Come down a little too quick. Yeah, we're a little off course here. Now we're at 269. Actually, we're not at 269. That's why I set it at. We're actually at 260. And that should show. It says we're at 265. 266. Alright, see now I missed with that and we're over 500 feet too high. And I missed with other things. I'm going to pull back on the thrust a little bit too now that we're over on our cruising altitude. But I wasn't paying attention to that while we were messing with other stuff. You can hear things knocking around in the old plane. I kind of like those sound effects. I'll nose down just a little. Sending just a little too fast there. Trying to get her trimmed out. Sending just a little bit. Let's see how far we are. 106 miles. Let's go ahead and head over to the right a little more. We're going to get a little too far off track. It is so hard to see that marker. Storms are right off on the lake. There's a 268. There's 269. I'd like to go about 27s. just can't hardly see that marker. Slightly high. 270, that's right where we want to be. Got another view with the shakes on. Views made before, back when I was using EZDok and had the shakes. See, it's too much. Which is why we stopped using that. I don't know why that nose is coming down so much. Now if we can get things pretty much settled, we'll speed her up a little bit. Just go to 2x. I think it's hard to hand fly and stuff like this at 2x because everything is so fast, like our nose going down, we're going to lose altitude quicker, and move off course quicker and all that. 270 still. Bring that up. 98 miles. Alright, it says about 34 minutes. Of course, with our descent and everything like that, it'll take us a little bit longer. I don't know if there's a tower. I'm kind of doubting it. It's a small airport. The runways are not very big. We're going to land on the longest one. That's runway 27, heading up 270 degrees. But it's pretty daggone short. It's concrete, but it's a short one. I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to be able to land this that well. It being a different aircraft. Coming down on those front wheels, really. Transitioning to the back. Letting her down. I think we are going to go out over the lake a little bit. Then there'll be land on the other side, and that's where we actually come in. Like I say, I don't know about the autopilot, how you set it. Never looked at this. Man, yeah, that's not it. Shut off those shakes. You got your nav and everything, but I don't know how about the autopilot at all. Click these at all. I don't know what that is. Tow release. Switch for ground cart. I don't know what those two do. Tow release. I'm not quite certain. Landing gear, warning lights, there's a fuel quantity. This lets you select your tanks, tank selectors. I don't know if this is tail wheel lock. Isn't that for locking in the wheels straight? Cross speed. See, I don't know. I can't find the autopilot at all. Still at 270 degrees. We're slightly above our 6,500, but I'm going to leave her there since we're so close. I don't want to get into a trim war where I trim it one notch and it starts hitting down. I gotta trim it up and it starts coming up. Just kind of leave it around there. Let's see, what is our distance? 80 miles out. 28 minutes. I don't know. This looks like a big. This is probably Cleveland, I think. I saw those two in the distance. It's a big city, as you can see. The only thing one I can think of is Cleveland. Being up on the lake like that. I guess that would be... It can't be Cleveland Airport, right? It has more than one runway. I can't imagine Cleveland International being straight in the middle of Cleveland either. It could be this. That's still in the middle of Cleveland. It's got multiple runways at least. It just looks like one big one. So I'm not sure which one it would be. I'm thinking that would probably be Cleveland International. Looks like it's got two big runways. You would expect that from Cleveland. That'd be a pretty big airport. I think it's KCLE. Not totally sure. Actually, the GPS might show us. That's probably it. We're 70 miles out. It says also by Just Flight. You can see like some of it, like they try to make stuff look worn and everything, but then you got like the bright red knobs, bright black and white. It's an older plane. I think it was DC-3 Legends of Flight. It's a little older. Just Flight has gotten a lot better, I think, lately, especially realism and stuff. Being able to start up aircraft legitimately and stuff like that. Like it's a lot better than stock, I'd say, but I don't know, the textures aren't really that great. I just wish I could find the autopilot. Although we're doing pretty good here, right at, let's see, still 270, 269. Over slightly right. See, this says 267, which is truer than this. So we're actually going straight at it, which is fine because at 10 miles and we're just barely off. I wouldn't mind going like 268 or something, slightly to the right. Altitude is holding good. We're only 59 miles out. Only thing about GPS is sometimes in an old plane like this that wouldn't originally have it, I feel like it's kind of cheating a little bit. Although, you know, if you flew it now, you probably would have a GPS in it. Is this hydraulics? Like I said, I can't even find autopilot on the 2D panels. Although it was FSEconomy that claimed that this thing did have autopilot. But maybe it's only... Did they put autopilot on the default ones, maybe? And real DC-3s didn't have it? I'm not sure. See, our head is sitting right at the oxygen bottles. But it feels like you gotta be up a little bit in this aircraft to be able to see anything out the windows. 269. So I tried to move it a little bit to the right. I'll move it, try to straighten her out a little bit. $49 miles. See, it says we're going 267 again. Yeah, we are going 267. That's why I moved it a little bit too much to the back to the left. If I can get her back to 269 or so, just come a little bit back on it. There we go. Because we will be landing at 270 dead west. I just hope this is not a hard airport to find too. I hope we got like Pappy lights or something to help us come in. I really hate flying into the small airfields, especially if the hard ones to see, man. That can get really difficult. About 90 feet above our cruising altitude. It's moving slightly up. I really like flying like VFR instead of IFR, having to listen to their commands all the daggone time. Alright, another 12 miles where we'll get on the ATC. Like I said, I don't know if there's a tower or not. I'm kind of doubting it. It's such a small airport. I can't really imagine if they would have a tower. Speed valve, sensitivity, not sure about all that. I don't know enough about the plane to know about that. So I do one notch of trim and it's gonna start coming down a little too quick. See how much it moves it down like that? Just one little notch. Get one notch back up, which is about level. 6 miles, get on ATC. Can't mess with those. That's what, prop RPM, 100% throttles, mixture, trim wheel. Yeah, autopilot isn't down there either. If there is autopilot, I'm probably looking for something that isn't even here. Check those off. I don't know why you would put a post right in the field of view. It seems kind of asinine. And annoying when you're trying to land. I guess you'd want to look through here, but damn it, that thing's right in the middle of the way. It wasn't very well thought out. 30 miles, let's see if we can hit them up. The KCPW, let me make sure. No, KPCW. KP. Cleveland, Sandusky. It's hard when everything's moving so fast too. Oh jeez, like that KPCW killer. So traffic, runway for landing, runway 27. Full stop landing will announce our position.
Kilo Papa Charlie Whiskey, traffic, Douglas Delta Charlie 3 is 27 miles east, 6,700, inbound to land, runway 27.
We are right on it, by the way. See land over there, and that's, I guess, where the airport is actually going to be. Alright, we can actually start descending slowly. We don't want to get too low. We won't be too high either. We're already at 20 miles out. I'm actually going to slow this down for the time being. I don't want things to get away from me too quickly. Cut back on the thrust. So I want to descend too quick. Be happy with keeping her right around 1,000 feet a minute. That might be a little too fast. We're only going to go down several thousand feet. I just hope it's not hard to find this airport. Well, a little to the left because it is 270, so we want to, I guess, be slightly off to the left. That'd be a cool airport to land at, right out here. Nose down a little, shouldn't want to go down. See, that post is going to be a problem. We're going to have to move a little bit. I think, what's it, 17? That's when we need to zoom out. There it is. We're pretty much right on it. Probably need to go a little to the left here. Looks like we're on the back of this area. We're over here. 5,000 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and enrich it. I'll probably forget it if I don't. I'm not sure how much of a difference that makes in this plane. I don't know if they got that like modeled in correctly. 15 miles out. Come out to the left a little bit more. Pull back on the power a little bit more. Going pretty daggone quick. We're gonna have to slow her down. We're only 12 miles out. Alright, we're at 4,000 feet, 11 miles out. I don't have a visual on the runway. I have a feeling we might be slightly high. Link right there. Thank you, FSX, for that little weirdness. I can almost feel like I can almost see it right there, but I can't be for sure. Looks like there's might be pappy lights. It looks like a slight bit of redness. Can't really make it out. Do see red, that's for sure. Wish I could see the concrete. Pull back on the thrust a little bit more. Don't want to descend. Looks like we're slightly low. We might be on the glide, so I see a little bit of white now. Bunch of flaps. Slightly high now. Or maybe out right on it, I can't really tell. And I'm not even colorblind. I think we're pretty much straight at it. Another notch of flaps. Get over to the right a little bit. Right, now we're definitely high. Gears coming down. Looks like we're right on the glide slope, so we don't want to descend too quick. I may move over just a little bit. It's so hard to see with that daggone post right in the freaking middle. Where you're trying to look. We're coming down pretty good. Maybe a little quick now. We're pretty much right on it though. If anything, I like coming in high than low. We're off to the left. Little high. Our flaps coming out. Increase the power a little bit to counteract the flaps from the drag. Man, she's hard to see. It's going to be a thin runway, I bet. This could not be good. Be very not good. Alright, we're at full flaps now. Cutting back on the thrust a little bit and getting down. We may have been a little higher than I thought. There we are. We're coming back up on it. We're at 120 knots. Now we can slow our descent. Seems like we're coming in really quick, doesn't it? Off to the right. We were going left. No, no, no! Are you kidding me? How does that happen? We hit the front and popped it back. I was pulling back on the stick. I don't know how she goes forward like that. Unless she's saying that I was braking so hard. Is that the toe thing it was talking about? I have no idea. But I hate that because that was a horrible landing now. Alright, it looks like we're gonna have to go all the way down. Well, that sucks. What, did we bounce it off the front and kick back? I was pulling back on the yoke because I know we got that rear wheel that we gotta come down on, so unless it was that or I was braking too hard, I don't know. But that's exactly what I was trying to prevent. I don't think we've ever done that, even in air hauler, when I was less experienced with it, but that didn't happen. That really pisses me off. Alright. It's so weird having to pump the brake. And it said that the wheel lock is off, so it should... It doesn't seem to be turning. Make sure I'm off the runway. I'm afraid to hit the brakes too much. I don't want to go forward again. I'm really surprised by that. I was trying to be careful, and that didn't work. Let me holler that we're clear of the runway. Wasn't there a tail wheel lock down here? I think it was down here. Or was it up top? Oh, it's down here. It's one of these. Parking brake is off. See, the tail wheel lock is off. Now if it's on, it just moves the rudder. Let me see something. Nope. So I didn't know how to do it before either when we were flying an air hauler. Let me turn that off. Alright, so I'm not sure. Taxi on. Oh, see, she swings around. Alright, now I think we're getting her straightened out. Probably taxiing pretty daggone quick. Landing lights are off. I'm going to slow this down. We are taxiing really fast. Oh my god. Now I see all the signage and everything. See, I'm slamming on the brakes to see if, and she doesn't go forward, so I'm not quite sure how we went forward like that. Now, do we need to go down there? I thought we were up here ahead. Is there no way to get to those buildings? Oh shit. Right there. Damn it. We'll have to make a U-E. I thought that the buildings that we were going to were down here. Daggone it. Well, the end of this flight hasn't turned out so well now, has it? I guess we should be glad that FSEconomy doesn't include damage, doesn't detect damage. Because I think we would have totaled it. Maybe not totaled it, but a lot of damage. You see, there's a taxiway down here with the buildings. Now we're going to go down to the left, though. We already saw those. Which taxiway is it? This one? No, it's the next one, but we'll take it here and taxi down to the right. Or is it this one? Oh, this thing, pumping the brakes to get it to turn. not good. Come on, girl. You gotta turn for me. There we go. There we go. Now we're heading in the right direction. I'm not sure if I like this plane or not. That landing was just pitiful. Like I say, I don't understand because I pulled back to get the nose up so that we could come back on that rear wheel, and it did not happen. It's weird because we've landed this plane before and never had that problem, but in this one it certainly did. We're just gonna pull forward. I'm not sure that I could even turn it to something else. Let's go to the right of it since it is a gas pumps. Actually, let's park it right here. I'm afraid that's going to do some... It's going to load fuel automatically and do that. It's going to screw up, and FSEconomy will say, no, fuel mismatch. Because it will do that. Parking brake on. The fuel. Ignition. Can't hardly get... No! How can you say that's a starter switch? Come on now. Battery off, position lights, pitot heat. How would turning the magnetos off, starting the engines? That doesn't quite make sense. Come on, thing. There we go. Oh, no. Had you. There we go. Then you just pull down further. Stop. Alright, there we go. Gee, Christmas. Let's go over to FSEconomy and get our money. Alright, here we are. Let's go ahead and refresh it from departing. Good. Oh, that landing, though. My goodness. That was embarrassing. Oh, right. Put the front right into the ground and bounced her back, I guess. I guess that's what I was trying to say. Douglas DC-3. Alright. We rented it. It was $800 an hour. We rented it for 56 minutes. It seemed like a lot longer than that. So we paid $758.44. Used up $563.18 in the fuel, $189 for the additional crew, $955.90 for the ground crew. Wow, $1,051. Wow, for the booking. So our expenses were another $2,760, leaving us with a grand total of $6,040, which isn't bad, but wow, that's a lot. But I guess it is a bigger plane, so they're gonna probably charge you more and everything. That's all right. We'll take our 6,000. We'll take our 6,040. Was it 37? Yeah, 37. 6,040, 37. Boom. So we've earned also $157.69 in interest, which is nice. I guess you could just do that. Transfer alt. We're up to 94,000, so maybe on our next flight we can actually get up to 100,000. But there's nobody here, really. So those go back. I'm not taking a DC-3 to that little airport. There's no way you could... No way. Ah, there's a King Air 350. We'd have to use the default one, but you can't rent it anyway. That's a kind of a fun plane. I had some trouble with it in air hauler, I remember. That gave me some problems. Although I actually do like the aircraft. But luckily it doesn't detect damage, because that was bad. That was very bad. Yeah, so Cleveland, maybe it was... it had to have been Cleveland, right? Couldn't be Toledo. I don't think we quite went that far. Alright. Well, it was fun. But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.